Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tavern Talk. We're back at it again. I hope you all have been enjoying this series. I think this is such an adorable little game, and I hope that us playing this today can keep you company, whether you're trying to fall asleep or studying, just playing games yourself. Whatever you might be doing, I do hope you're enjoying this series. Let's get into it and see if we can hand out a quest to Melly today, and maybe we'll see what other things we can get our adventurers into. Act 2, Starlight Sonata. 9, Crossing the Threshold. 5th of the Astral Moon. Good morning, innkeeper. Can you please make me a drink? I need something to wake me up and help me feel agile again. Of course, Fable. Just a moment. Can do a swift strike for Fable, because that's her favorite. One, 2, 3. Got that. Okay. 1 intelligence. 1 defense. I forgot to pat and do. Pat, pat, pat. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, pat, pat. Thank you. I feel much better already. Long night? Very. Turns out there were a lot of farmers who needed help. Regret offering it? Not at all. I really enjoy being able to help people. Before, I just used to wish I could help, but I never felt competent enough to try. It's fun to try. A bit exhausting sometimes, but I think I much prefer this over waiting around. I could still use a bit more practice, though. That's fair. Just make sure you also practice taking breaks. You'll have a much easier time helping other people if you're not close to passing out yourself. That's what I have your drinks for. My drinks are not a gateway to burnout. I admire your kindness, Fable, but you too should fall under the umbrella of people you're being kind to. I mean, I am pretty good at falling. You're pretty good at a lot of things. I try. I know. Stay and have a rest now, okay? Okay, thank you. Look at this kid. I love the music changes. So cute. Good day to you, innkeeper. Good day to you too, adventurer. Yes, an adventurer. That is what I am indeed. I come here seeking a drink. What a coincidence. I do happen to have some of those in stock. What can I get you? What kind of drinks do adventurers usually get? Whatever drink they desire. Then, well, I could do with something that tastes good. Of course. Perhaps something that could protect me from my foes. Defense is the base of every adventurer's skill set, is it not? Possibly. Let's try it out. Defense. Let's do Frosted Lagoon. 1, 2, 3. 1 charisma. 1 strength. Frosted Nebula. I mean, Frosted Lagoon. Liquid protection against your foes. Now for half the price. Thank you so very kindly. Do you like it? Well, yes, of course. Then you should say so. I apologize. I forget to do something. I'm sorry. I forgot to do the thing where you say your words out loud. I get that. Now that you've acquired your drink, care to introduce yourself? How incredibly rude of me to forget. I am Gustav Archibald Richmond III, son of Lord Gustav Albert Richmond II and Lady Dorothea Bridget the 27th. Good Lord. You don't need to name your children after yourself. That is just ridiculous. I am sorry. The 27th? Good golly. An up-and-coming hero from Windmore. And who might you be? The up-and-coming innkeeper of Zenith. Happy to have you here. And I'm Fable of the Ashen Grove. You're Fable? Look at the little stars in his eyes. Yes, is that a bad thing? The Fable who saved Trey Garen from werewolves? The very same. Wow, what an incredible pleasure it is to meet you. I've heard so many things about you. Oh, good things, I hope. Of course. They said you single-handedly persuaded the werewolf to give up his wicked ways and reunited a family. That's one way to put it for sure. They do have a way with words. Incredible, a true hero indeed. They spoke of you helping with the aftershocks of the starfall as well. I mean, that's a given. I need to help out where I can. You truly have the heart of a folk hero. How admirable. What about you, Lord Gustav Archibald Richmond III? What are you the hero of? Well, I'm currently leaving my backstory era. That's a good line for a D&D character if I ever heard one. I'm in the act, so to speak, of my journey of becoming a full-blown adventurer. I've had a bit of a late start, but I shall catch up with haste. So, also, Archie is just fine. You don't have to say the whole thing every time. Well, Archie, if it's haste you're looking for, I can help with that. Someone gifted me some golden feathers a few days ago. Prepared as an infusion for the right drink, they can hasten you up in no time. Really? That sounds spectacular. I always thought those things were myths or legends you only read about in books. Do you read a lot? Sometimes. Not that much. You should. You sound like someone who enjoys adventure, and books are so full of them. They are. I'm just too cool for books. Books are cool. You think so? Yes, I do. I mean, look at the Innkeeper's Journal. It's super cool. The coolest. Oh, well, actually, maybe I do read quite a bit. I'm sorry for being so weird about it. Don't worry, we're all a little weird sometimes. What kind of books do you like? Anything full of adventures and heroes and adventuring heroes. They're just like me. Obviously, my parents would much prefer if I read about other things, such as books on etiquette or the newspaper. I'm sure they would love it if I wrote a dissertation on the intricacies of the Diria negotiations, or even became a diplomat myself. But I think I would fare much better as a savior of the world. Don't you think? The Diria negotiations? I'm unfamiliar. It's all terribly boring, really. They're renegotiating trade routes due to the collapse of a canal bridge that was hit by a horde of spinal rhinoceroses. Spinel? Spinel. It's not going all that well because they can't agree on who should pay for the repairs, the mainland or Diria itself. Just thinking about it puts me to sleep. Then perhaps we should get back to more exciting topics. How do you plan to start off your hero's journey? By doing something heroic, of course. What's something heroic I could do? You could start by helping the local farmers. They're still rebuilding their homes and relocating their cattle as we speak. Great idea. How much gold should I give them? Gold? I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't mind gold, but I was thinking about lending them a hand. You know, physically, with your literal hands. Ah, okay. So I would go to the farmers and ask what they need help with. Of course. That sounds... I shall figure it out. Thank you for the inspiration, Fable. It has been an honor meeting you. I hope we shall cross paths again. Till my next quest, Innkeep. Till then. That was... adorable. Oh, you guys might hear my boy quacking in the background. My cat. He's a very distinct, very quack-like meow, so sorry if you can hear him in the background. Weird. Not because of him, he heard about me being a hero. That doesn't sound right. But you are a hero. Not really. I didn't even do that much yet. Not enough to be inspiring anyone anyway. There are much greater heroes out there than me. He wasn't impressed by other heroes. He was impressed by you. That's nice. You don't sound very happy about it. I am. It's really flattering, but I just don't think I did enough to deserve his praise. I'm just some elf. That's not for you to decide who's impressed by you and who isn't. I'm personally going to keep bragging about knowing Fable, the greatest hero of the Ashen Grove and savior of Drake-Aaron. Alright, I get it. Thank you, Innkeep. I'll try better to accept compliments. Good. Accepting compliments can be really hard. Hello, Innkeeper. Hello, Fable. Hello, Melly. And hello, Malachite. It's good to see you both again. Likewise, right, Mal? Can I offer you two a drink? Actually, you can offer us a quest. Are you talking about the one you just picked up, by any chance? Your incredible deduction skills strike again. I'm only trying to match wits here. Hee hee. So you're interested in saving those poor familiars? I am. Missing familiars, silent wizards, clues leading to a seemingly dead end. That sounds like a case for the world's greatest detective. And her sneaky assistant. They do sound like a great team. They're not a team. But they're going on a quest together. They are not. Then why are you here? She didn't want to come here alone. Said she can't reach the quest board. And I needed a drink anyways. So you're sending Melly on a quest alone? As is customary, that's how the Shadowbanes have always handled it. It's an honored tradition. Just because it's a tradition doesn't mean it's good. That's true. It actually sounds kind of ridiculous and really dangerous. You're not coming with me? No. Why not? I just explained that. Badly. But you have to come with me. Why? It's clearly a job for two people. There's no job that can't be done alone. What if I need someone to sneak into the crime scene to gather evidence? Didn't you want to go on this quest to test your stealth training? But what if I get nervous? What if I forget how to be stealthy? What if none of the familiars want to talk to me? I don't know, Melina. And what if I come back and you've been eaten by a T-Rex? Who cares? I do. The T-Rex threat is much lower in Zoford. And if the monsters finally catch up to me, that's how it's meant to end. I think you should run away from monsters, not towards them. That would depend on your choice of lifestyle. Well, your lifestyle should include going to Zoford with me. Listen, Melina, even if I wanted to come with you, I couldn't. I've got obligations, things to do. You're a thief. You don't have fixed working hours. And you don't have any other friends waiting around for you. Maybe not, but I do have a sheepfish to take care of. You have a sheepfish? I do. His name is Rufus, and he doesn't do well alone. Plus, he needs to be fed and to do his daily crossword puzzles, otherwise his wool will get strawy. Oh, well, you're right. You can't just leave Rufus alone. He'll get lonely. Yeah. I could take care of Rufus. But, well, I live nearby, and I'm very good with animals, and pretty decent at crossword puzzles. That sounds like an excellent idea. What if Rufus doesn't like you? He will, certainly after one of Fable's famous lullabies. You sing? Sometimes. Maybe you can sing a song about how Mal and Rufus got eaten by a T-Rex while the familiars booed at me out of town. I think I'd prefer a song about how you and I think I'd prefer a song about you and Malachite saving those familiars instead. Right, Mal? Fine. But just this once. See it as a final exam for your training. Yay! That sounds fun. Wonderful. So, do you two need any help on your quest? Don't know. What do you think, Detective? Well, it's great that you would ask, mighty assistant. Please don't call me that. Okay, Mighty Mal then. No. How about John? Sure. So, John, thanks for asking. I have studied the quest given to us closely. And I have come to the conclusion that there is only one option. This is a classic case of finding the right clues sprinkled throughout the witness. She could say through, but not thoroughly. The witness's testimonies. And piecing them together correctly. The townsfolk, the wizards, and the familiars. They'll all have different conflicting information, and we'll need to collect and untangle it to see the whole picture. But to achieve that, we need to be charismatic enough to get the truth out of them. For those who still refuse to talk to us out of guilt or fear, we need to activate our stealth powers, find those hidden clues ourselves. Also, we should be quick so they can't destroy any evidence. I can offer you some golden feathers. They do come with the sweet aftertaste of haste. That way you should be able to make it to Zoford much quicker. Great idea. I think you underestimate the severity of the situation. What would you suggest instead, John? I agree with the stealth part. We could use a hint of dexterity to make sure we remain unseen for as long as possible. But I believe our focus should be on overpowering whoever is responsible for this. If they're making familiars disappear, if they're making familiars disappear, they won't be interested in a discussion, not a fair one at least. We should fight first, ask questions later. I guess you got bored of the stealthy approach. Different problems require different solutions. If you're itching for a fight, may I recommend fresh phoenix chilies. Some fire resistance could be a big advantage against wizards or familiars. Whether a fireball or fire breath, you wouldn't want to walk in unprepared. Does Andu have fire breath? Technically, yes, but he's usually too lazy to use it. It helps a bunch with roasted marshmallows, though. I'd love to try Andu's marshmallows. I'll see if I can set something up for when you return. Thank you. I think some s'mores could also help convince those familiars to help us. That's ridiculous. A dagger would be far more convincing. I think both could work. Innkeeper, what do you think? They definitely need a little bit of dexterity for sneaking around. But what should they pair it with? Haste for quick arrival and charisma for smooth talking, or pure strength and some fire resistance? Let me think about it. I think Millie's too young to be fighting. I'd rather her talk her way out of it. So I think I'm gonna go with charisma. So probably this one. do Sunny Breeze with Golden Feather. Two Charisma. 2 Intelligence. Three Intelligence. Pet, 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 pet. I think this case needs a delicate hand. The best detective work is achieved through clever conversation. Ha! You're spot on. Guess this is how I die. Don't be so pessimistic. My drinks have your back. Do you think you're prepared to solve this case, detective? Yes, with your help, we'll complete this quest with haste. We'll be back soon. Best of snooping. I should go with them to pick up that sheepfish before they disappear into the night. Don't forget to sing him a lullaby. Rufus or John? Rufus. Right, obviously. I'm gonna go now. I love them. They're so funny. Have fun, Fable. Innkeeper. Chrissy, glad to see you're all right. Likewise, good to see you and the tavern are unharmed. It's quite the disaster out there. And I'm just passing through, don't have time to stay for long. Need to check on the cottage, and the birds, and Fable. I'm sure everything is as it was. The canopies of the grove are sturdy after all. Which is why I choose to make it my home. That and the landscape. I hope your trip was nice at least. Oh, it was. It felt good to recharge and refill the creative juices. We walked a lot, actually. Almost mapped out the whole island. We also hiked to the foot of the Borean Ridge, where the auroras touch the peaks. I heard the view is quite remarkable. It was. I'd never seen anything like it before. It was the first time I got to catch a glimpse of them. Also caught a glimpse of the infamous Banshee. Everyone told us to avoid the lonely lagoon because of her, but it's too beautiful to ignore. I doubt the Banshee means any harm. Everyone yearns for a friend after all, even scary creatures. It gets lonely as a monster sometimes. Everyone is scared of you. People shouldn't be. No one can choose who they're born as. We should accept them as they are. I have a few patrons who'd really appreciate hearing that. Then I'd be happy to meet them. Speaking of which, I got you something. Oh? Yeah, remember the gnomes? I actually met some. Really? They had a booth at the convention. We're selling all types of stuff. I remembered our conversation and got you this. How pretty. I thought you might appreciate it. I do, thank you. It'll certainly always have a special place in my heart, knowing it came from you. Oh, you're such a sweet talker, but you can't trick me into giving you my name. What would I want with names? Nothing good, that's for sure. But for realsies, I have to leave now. I've been gone for too long. See you around, Inky. See you around, Chrissy. Take care of yourself. Always. Bye, good to see you. It's been a while. Yes, a while. 6,000 years. More like 2 months. Oh, I thought I had hibernated longer. You hibernated at this time of year? It was for the Bloomtide Festival. It happens near my swamp every year during the Dreaming Moon. Druids and bards join together in search of the moon pools for 2 whole weeks. They dance, they laugh, they scatter pretty little flowers everywhere. They hope if they can satiate the land, it will lead them to the reflection of the cosmos. You mean the set of mythical lakes that's said to reflect all of the 7 moons at once? Yes, ever since the Twilight Chasm portal opened up within them a mere 30 years ago, travelers have become increasingly obsessed with bathing in their beauty. Such festivities sound exciting. No. They are loud with their songs and their arguing about getting lost and the endless maze of the marshes. And they walk around with torches of burning ember that they swing too close to my precious vines. Why would you bring fire into a swamp? It is a little rude. Exactly. You know, I tried to join them one time. Their dainty flowers intrigued me, and I snuck up to them, dressed in my prettiest poison ivy adorned with thorns of the undying trees. And you know what they did? What? They chased me away with their fiery brooms, chanting, "Demon, be gone," from the top of their tiny lungs. So now I hibernate every dreaming moon. That way I don't have to listen to their jolly tunes. Maybe you should give them another chance? Very few kinds are familiar with the creatures of the bogs. Only with the stories about their bone-crushing teeth. What's wrong with bone-crushing teeth? They think you might want to crush their bones with them. Ah, but that would be so rude. They don't think that way. But I think if they got to know you, they'd like you a lot. After all, you make the best flower crowns in all of Gaia, maybe even all of Asteria. Those sound perfect for a festival. You might be right. Maybe I'll greet them with some flower crowns next year. I could even open up a seasonal flower crown store. I'd definitely buy one. But right now I'm awake and thirsty. Do you have swamp water on the menu today? I'm all out, sorry. Too bad, too bad. Something else then. Do you still have those drinks that make you as sturdy as tree bark, in case their torches come near me again? In fact, I still do. Give me one moment. Pat, 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 pat. Andu's so cute. Defense. We'll do a frosted lagoon. Get some water. One strength, one charisma. Frosted lagoon. Liquid tree bark just for you. Oh ho, delicious. I feel I could devour any torch now. Thank you, innkeeper. What woke you up from your slumber anyhow? The night sky fell into my dirt hut. It burned my favorite weeping willow to bits. I'm replanting it into many small, sniffling willows. Sniffling. They are feasting upon the ashes of the stars that tried to extinguish them. It's a powerful nutrient. Sounds tasty. After the trees and winds and pill bugs calmed down, I had planned to go back to sleep. All that calamity made me awfully tired. When I tried to sleep, all I could focus on was this feeling spreading in my chest. Heartburn? Loneliness. I thought I should get out there and advertise my new spa, because only crickets were visiting and they aren't very good at marketing. You know, maybe if people visit me instead of me visiting them, they won't chase me off. So I went to where I knew people could use my services, the werewolf camp in the Ashen Grove. I didn't want to intrude on their personal space, of course, so I just hung the coupons on a thin piece of red string in the nearby canopies, together with some jolly little bells so that the wind would announce their presence, like little spells to draw you toward the nearest mud masks. I hope they'll visit me sometime. I didn't know you opened a spa. It's new. I wanted to share my flowers and mud and pools with everyone so we could all look beautiful together. That sounds wonderful, Baya. I agree. Can I leave some of my coupons here? Yes, of course. Thank you. Please hand them out to all your customers. I will happily share this fantastic offer with them. Oh, she made the little smiley face. You could also come here more often and hand them out yourself. But there's no one else here. Except the jackdaw. Do you want a coupon, little creature? I'll leave one in your nest. No one's here, because it's almost closing time, Baya. You have to come by earlier, during the day, or earlier in the evening, or during events. But there will be people here. Yes, I believe that's the point. Too scary, too scary. I shall go now. Don't forget to hand out my coupons. Will do. Bum, bum, bum. Act 2, Starlight Sonata. 10, Twin Flames. 8th of the Astral Moon. My cats are causing problems in the background. I'm sorry if they're making noise. Oh, look, it's Jade. Hey, Inky. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen you around. A whole week, to be exact. And you already miss me? A little. Cute. I got my hands on a job all the way over in Diria. I'm trying to keep track of how I pronounce all these names, and I don't know if I'm going to be consistent at all. Sorry, y'all. Seemed like something relatively easy but well paid. Or like something too good to be true. Not this time. Apparently the farmer just wanted it to be done quickly, so she offered a higher than average rate. Sounds like easy money. Yeah, I wish. You know, I think I could use a drink first. Something to loosen my tongue. I feel like this job drained me of all my social energy. Only if I get to hear the rest of the story. Sounds like a good deal to me. She is a charisma lady. How about we just do spoken heart? Make it easy. Strength. Defense. We have to wait, because I have to pet Andu. Pet, 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 pet. Pet, 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 pet. Okay. Let's hope this suits your tastes. Your drinks never disappoint. Glad to hear. I can definitely feel my charm coming back to me. I made you a drink. Now it's your turn. Tell me about your latest job. Turn this down just a tad. Fine, a deal's a deal. Told you the client's a farmer, right? She has a large flock of two-headed sheep. Apparently that darn starfall damaged their barn, and they somehow managed to break out of their enclosure. Didn't think they were that clever, honestly. Must have been the two brains. Probably. Anyways, they got out right before their shearing appointment, and of course the farmer needed to get them back in time. Especially considering the rumors around Diria at the moment. Perhaps a dangerous place nowadays. Seems to be a dangerous place nowadays. Apparently, an unusual amount of cattle have been going missing these last few weeks. So local folks have been keeping a closer eye on their locks and fences. Of course, the farmer wanted her sheep to be safe, so she hired someone to bring her animals back. That someone being you, obviously. I thought to myself, I'm a monster hunter. I'd say a monster hunter is rather known for, well, hunting instead of handling. That was exactly the issue. Do you know how stubborn two-headed sheep are? Let me guess. They're twice as stubborn as one-headed sheep. You got it. They're impossible to get moving, impossible to startle. One head might be eaten, and the other is always watching you. But you did it, right? I suspect you wouldn't be here if you hadn't finished the job. You're absolutely correct. I was at my wit's end. Imagine having fought hundreds, if not thousands, of beasts, and some sheep are the one enemy you can't win against. That sounds like an incredibly humbling experience. It was, trust me. But luckily, I got some help. Another adventurer saw me struggling and offered her assistance and knowledge. Or should I say, a retired adventurer. Oh? Yeah, she was very insistent on that label. Some kind of astral finfolk. Must have lost her arm a little while ago. Oh no. Back to the sheep. She told me there's apparently one thing that gets their full attention. You got any guesses on what magical tool that might be? I have no... Look at her. Clovers. Morning dew clovers, to be precise. They go absolutely feral for them. A few will make them follow every single one of your commands. But someone with your experience should know that, innkeeper. Do you two know each other? Barely. Ha. Keep your secrets then, oh mysterious innkeeper. I wanted to buy her a drink after she helped me out back there. Didn't expect you two to be best friends, honestly. Best friends? I think you got that one wrong, Jade. I'd never befriend someone like her. I have taste. Well, that was unnecessarily rude of you, Una. You didn't even consider my feelings. Consider me sorry, Inky. Apology accepted. Speaking of taste, what about your drinks? I know you've always liked experimenting with potions and other suspicious liquids. Looks like you finally made it, huh? Indeed. I think I got the hang of it. Then what are you waiting for? Your old rival is waiting for a drink? Preferably one that'll restore my energy. Those sheep made my old bones all wobbly, and I don't like feeling so weak. Got ya. Let's see what that old magic has to offer. Don't worry, she might not look it, but her drinks are actually really good. I bet. I'll just take that as a compliment, I suppose. Pat, 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 pat. Okay. She wants strength. Let's just do Southern Brawler. Make it easy. 1, 2, 3. 1 defense. 1 charisma. Oh, wow. Impressed? Don't get cocky now. You don't have to be shy. You can just admit I've improved. So, Una, Jade told me you're retired now? Had enough of adventure and business? Absolutely. I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. I've completed enough quests for at least 2 lifetimes. And yet you decided to help Jade. Even ever had to handle a two-headed sheep? Not yet. Lucky you. Lucky indeed. I just couldn't watch her struggle with those stubborn beasts any longer. But this was a one-time exception. Did the farmer pay accordingly after your morning dew clover's magic trick? Oh, absolutely. She was so happy and grateful, she gratefully paid both of us. That's good to hear. She even tipped us with some gems she supposedly found in one of her fields. But Maida? I don't have any use for stones like those. And since I'm retired, I couldn't care less about material riches. So we figured we'd give them to you instead. But I wouldn't tell that pretentious blonde dragon priestess if I were you. Feels like a blasphemous gift. Ooh, citrine. Oh, divine gems. A little blasphemous indeed. I think I know just the right way to use them. Thank you. Don't mention it. Now that we're done here, I can finally go back to crocheting for the rest of my life. She got a little crochet hook for her hand. I like her. Didn't get this hook put in for nothing. Of course, I also occasionally get to rip some youngsters off while playing cards. I haven't lost a game in at least 4 decades. Oh, let's look at Una's information. Oh, we forgot Archie from yesterday. I think that was last time. Archie is the noble son of an influential family from Windmore. He's quite out of touch with reality, growing up around books instead of everyday people. He wants to experience the adventurous life he's always read about, especially after hearing tales of Fable, the folk hero. Oh, we got Baya the Swamp Witch. Oh, my favorite. Baya is an ancient swamp creature I've known for a long time. She's a very sweet soul, but other people tend to find her terrifying, even attacking her. They love spiders and opened a swamp spa a while ago. Sadly, she hasn't gotten a lot of visitors yet. Una. I've been rivals with Una since long before this story even began. She was an adventurer back then, but is retired now. Even put a crochet hook onto the stump of her arm. But there are things about her that'll never change. I'm pretty sure she'll never stop stacking that deck, for example. Oh, she's a cheat. That's citrine. Blessed with the divine magic of adventure or dragons. Okay. That's remarkable. Or impossible for someone who's only playing fair. I think your lucky streak will end with me today. I've also never lost a game in at least a decade. Are you challenging me to a duel? Absolutely. And whoever loses has to pay for the next round of drinks. That's the spirit. I like you, bounty hunter, but don't come crying to me after I annihilate you. Ha, you wish. Jade, be on guard. You're worried about me? Cute. I just know for a fact Una is a master at cheating. I doubt that's changed. So you're saying you've lost against her? More than once, yes. Pathetic. She's savage. Hey, are you talking about me? Listen, Inky, if your opponent is obviously cheating like she was, you can't beat them fair and square. You gotta beat them at cheating. Now watch how a real master does it. G'day. Alethea. I have returned, innkeeper. Welcome back, Miss Anmore, and welcome. This brave adventurer's name is Clay Moore. He offered unexpected support during my quest. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much on behalf of, the world? Yes, of course, the world, Mr. Clay. You don't need to do the whole Mr. thing, just Clay is alright with me. Otherwise it sounds so formal, like talking to one of those graph people. Oh, you wouldn't want to be one of those. Clay it is then. Turn this music down just a tad. It's very loud. Alright. Can I offer you both a drink in exchange for the story of how you two met? That would be a fun trade, right, Tia? I think I would welcome it as well. Then what can I get you? Clay, please go ahead. Oh my, you've got a lot of stuff on the menu. How about one of those drinks with ingredients? You look strong. How about something extra for those muscles? That sounds nice. Let's go with that. 1 minute. Southern Brawler. Let's make it easy. 1, 2, 3. Pat, 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 pat. 1 charisma. 1 defense. Ah. Try this. I think it might knock your socks off. This tastes strong and magic-y, but my socks are still on. Still, I love it. I'll have to remember this one for next time. What's it called? Don't worry, I'll remember for you. Thank you. Now, Miss Anmore, what would you like? I need some of that liquid vigilance. Even in here, it's important to stay on guard. Wouldn't this be the right time to relax? There is no such time. Alright, then I shall aid you on your divine mission of not falling asleep standing. Defense. Yeah. Frosted Lagoon. Like, defense in this instance is just constitution, right? Like in D&D terms. It's gotta be what it is. 1 strength. 1 charisma. Yeah. Thanks, Andu. Boop, 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 boop. Some liquid vigilance diluted with some delicious secret ingredients. Enjoy. I could do with something less diluted, but you're right, it's delicious. Happy to hear that. Do we get to tell the story now? Please, go ahead. You think I should start with the seashells? No, I think some exposition is in order first. As you already know, Innkeeper, I plan to start my investigation right here in Zenith, specifically at the local Gaia Temple. So I've been told. Mostly about the wobbling news. Ah, yes, that was certainly something. Unfortunately, besides their fascinating personal secrets, they had nothing of value to share with me. But fortunately, thanks to your rumors, I was not entirely without a lead. The wizard's prophecy led me to Dalwell, or should I say the abandoned Isle, or Fairweather. The name changes depending on who you ask. I didn't know it had that many names. I always just called it Kelpie Island. Why? Because it's shaped like one. Probably the smartest approach. Kelpie Island, or Fairweather, its name means very little to me. It's a local settlement of Fae was much more relevant. They built everything into the giant sequoia that holds their portal to Avalon. Their portal is in a tree? Yes, right in its center. They call it the Horizon Tree. It's beautiful. The Fae themselves were moderately helpful. It was difficult to get them to focus on the severity of the situation. And I was pretty sure they were preparing some sort of morbid ritual with the acorns they were stringing between those rose bushes in asymmetrical shapes. Oh, I always thought those were art projects. Common misconceptions. It sounds more like they were preparing to charge them with astral moonlight. For what? If you freeze them, they make for good ice cubes. Do you participate in such practices? Not at the moment. I'm just not going to question that. Eventually, I got them to sit still long enough to ask them about any strange occurrences around their settlement. Did they understand your definition of strange? After some explanation, they told me about how just recently an astral humpback whale had rampaged through one of their nearby scouting camps, just 2 days before the stars fell. They said it seemed like it was running from something, and that it was full of seething fury. They also claimed it to be a good sign, because it promised adventure. Seems like an understatement. Majorly. I mean, it did end up in some kind of adventure. Investigating disaster is not an adventure. It is a necessity of dire circumstances. I had fun. That makes 2 of us. It certainly was a sign of something being awry, and I was determined to get to the bottom of it. So naturally, I made my way to the nearby Carapace Beach and prepared a celestial summoning ritual under the young astral moon. For the humpback whale, I suppose. What else would I be summoning? I thought maybe you wanted to ask Cassiopeia for her input. Are you out of your mind? The Realm Keepers have sworn a divine oath of neutrality that prevents them from directly interfering with the simple world of us mortals. The full might of their powers could disrupt the delicate balance of their cosmic design. Right, sorry, slipped my mind. You are forgiven. As I was preparing the ritual, readying myself to confront the troublemaker, I suddenly found myself interrupted by a strange request. That was me. I asked her if she needed any more seashells. Did she? I did, actually. Parent dragonhead tritons and flimmering limpet shells can heighten the dual aspect of the celestial twins, therefore making the connection to the astral sea more stable. Obviously, I hadn't managed to find a limpet shell, and one happened to be among his offerings. I honestly just thought she was decorating the beach and that she could do with more color. You weren't wrong, in a way. Sadly, the shells burned up during the ritual, singed Tia's hands too. Just a little. Fortunately, I possess spectacular healing capabilities. Fortunate indeed, were you collecting seashells for beach decorating or your very own ritual clay. I was collecting them for my friends. At this time of year, Kelpie Island is full of all kinds of sparkling floating animals from the astral sea, and they love munching on seashells. Do you encounter these creatures a lot? I try to. They're very nice. Clay can talk to animals. Gaia's blessings rest upon him. Oh, she looks happy about that. You're full of surprises. Thank you. Though I'm not always sure they like talking to me. They tend to disappear sooner or later. Sometimes they come back, but oftentimes they don't. I think maybe I accidentally say things that upset them without realizing it, and they think I mean to hurt them. I hate it when that happens. You mean they just disappear like they were never there? Yes, like they moved to a different, quieter beach. Or like they returned to the astral sea. I feel like they would tell me if they went back home. Not necessarily. Many Astrian creatures can traverse the plains at will, but they don't always have control over when they return. On many occasions, the astral currents pull them back home before they're ready. And once you're swept up in them, each subsequent journey out becomes more and more difficult. Or so I've been told. I would guess your friends either went home when you weren't there, or got pulled back because before they had a chance to say goodbye. So you're saying the sea swallowed them? Not quite. It just beckoned them home, through a celestial hug of sorts. So that means I could just visit them in the astral sea? That would be an incredible undertaking. Traveling between planes is quite hazardous. It is, but echoes are from the primordial sea, and my family have lived here for quite a while, I think. They must have gotten here somehow. They say it was much simpler to traverse between the planes once. But for a long time, it's been almost impossible without complicated and dangerous rituals. Until recently, the astral sea was the only possible way to pass through the barriers. And accessing it required meticulous planning, not to mention the sea tends to come with more risks than rewards. Even your Astrian friends who can choose to leave their home plane on a whim get pulled back by currents eventually. I imagine that would happen to you if you went in unprepared. But the Fae on Kelpie Island aren't from Kai either, and they told me they haven't lived here for very long. Since the 5 interplanar portals opened up, interplanar travel has become a lot more accessible again. At least when it comes to the dream planes. But even the astral and primordial seas, not to mention have finally opened up to us again after all these years. It is a true miracle to witness in our lifetimes. So the portals haven't always been there? I didn't know that. Who put them there? Well, that is a very good question. And one that would blow the scope of this conversation beyond its bounds, I would think. You still have to tell me how you summoned that whale. You're right. We're getting off track. As Clay and I talked, he told me about his fascinating friendships with the astral creatures and his ability to speak with animals as if they share a language. So you asked him for help? Well, he offered his aid. I certainly could have handled it on my own, but you didn't have to. Right. That, obviously. Thank you very much, Clay. Anytime. So I summoned it. The ritual worked exceptionally well, and it appeared out of the sky in a wave of concern and darkness. Stars used to accompany them. I mean, there was one star. The whale was even bigger than I had anticipated, almost as tall as the horizon tree. And in its stomach rested a giant sun, the only star of the night sky whose light had not been extinguished, nestled right in its belly. That sounds beautiful? It was, in a way. The star wasn't the thing to worry about, though. The whale didn't look at all happy about being summoned. Instead, it looked like a wounded animal that was one loud noise away from lashing out. And it looked sick. Its translucent skin was gray, like it was frozen with the coldness of the highest mountains or deepest depths. Its eyes were pale, almost blind, with no warmth within them. I thought for a brief second we must fight this beast before it consumes us and everything in its path. But when I looked over at Clay, I saw a deep understanding in his eyes. Like he wasn't seeing a monster, but a friend. So I stayed quiet, knowing that whatever he knew outweighed my fear. You knew what it needed, Clay? Not completely, but I knew that look in its eyes. That feeling when you're so scared, you get angry. When you want to fight because you're terrified you won't be able to flee. So I kneeled to show it that I didn't mean any harm, and I held out my last conch shell in my hands. It took a moment to overcome the instinct to mistrust, but then it picked up the shell gently and ate it. I saw the conch freeze as it was swallowed. It looked painful. Wanting to comfort the whale, I reached out and carefully put my hands on its cheek. I wanted it to know it wasn't alone. I'm sure it needed that. It did. It was so sad that it cried tears of golden dust. Its tears turned to ice before they even hit the ground. It was at that moment I realized its body had been cursed with a potent frostbite. I knew it did not trust me yet, but I did what I previously would not have thought possible. Through a hand on Clay's shoulder and the magic of your drink, I was able to briefly transfer my magic onto Clay, allowing him to cure it of its disease. He kissed it on the forehead and the ice burned away, freeing it of the endless chill. It was quite sweet. That's one lucky whale. And one usual effect of that infusion. Is that not usually possible? Inspiration is a fickle thing. Such magic is deeply personal and differs from person to person. I always enjoy seeing how others imagine support to look like. Tia's support was very helpful. I'd hope so. Once it was free of its pain, the whale was ready to talk to us. I asked what happened, and it told me about fighting some sort of evil creature on 2 legs. A creature on 2 legs? So, humanoid then? We assume. It turns out whales don't care much about our appearances. It cared more about all those things being thrown at it. What a mean way to approach a whale. Apparently it swallowed some kind of stone. It could only remember its black and white color and that it tasted horrible. But it thought, I have a strong digestive thing. It's nothing to worry about. Rookie mistake. The 2-legged monster just wouldn't stop attacking, so it fled as quickly as it could, trying to find its way home. I felt really bad about destroying the camp. I get why. The worst part about being angry is seeing the wreckage you leave behind. Tia, do you ever get angry? No. I am the embodiment of calmness and self-discipline. What a paladin thing to say. Where I come from, they call that repression. Luckily, its anger subsided, and when it found its way back, it thought it was finally safe, but suddenly this freezing cold began. I didn't mind the cold much. I'm from the Highlands. We get a lot of snow in the winter. But the kind of cold it was describing sounded awful. Painful and inescapable, like it was freezing from the inside out. The potent frostbite I mentioned, it seems a curse to cold and slowly spread through its entire body. It tried to keep itself warm by feeding on solar crabs and cosmic squid, but that didn't help much. It kept getting worse. It kept getting more scared and angrier and colder, until even its brain was freezing over. It couldn't think of anything other than the cold. So in its desperation, it ate the hottest thing it could find. A star. A star. A giant one at that. It looked deceptively small, contained in its belly. But apparently it was one of the biggest ones in the night sky, the East Star. It ate Pharos, the guidance star of the endless seas? It did. And it helped. It kept its frostbite at bay, even if it did not eradicate it. But as you can imagine, such a massive star disappearing did not have the most desirable effect on the astral sea's delicate balance of gravity. I can imagine that. The whale was very confused about what had happened. But it said all the stars around it suddenly started to fall and spin out of place. They crashed into each other, causing more and more destruction with each passing moment. I didn't understand everything it described, but it sounded bad. To label it as bad would be quite an understatement. The fallen stars ripped holes in Cassiopeia's wings. To think that just one hungry creature could break the entire balance of the universe? It was hurt and scared. It should have endured, instead of hurting others. It was alone. It didn't know all that would happen. I'm sure it tried its best. Its best wasn't good enough. Alethea, ever the paladin. The whale isn't responsible for the horrible things that were done to it. We should celebrate that you were able to help it, instead of blaming it for its pain. I think so too. Did you also manage to free the star from its stomach? No, the frostbite may be gone, but the star is part of it now. It has become the first of a new kind, a sun humpback whale. And probably the last one too, as all the other stars in the astral sea have been stuffed out. We will never be able to see the night sky again, and in turn, that whale must forever live with its guilt nestled in its stomach. You're right, some things are forever changed now, but that's kind of the point of disasters. Perhaps the star doesn't have to stand for shame, but the pride of its survival. We shouldn't be sad that most are gone, but happy that one managed to make it through. Besides, we may have lost the night sky's starry companions, but it managed to gain 2 new friends. Even the worst of situations can lead you to light sometimes. I like that. You should never be sad about finding new friends. Speaking of friends, on the way back we ran into this traveling souvenir shop. I bought friendship bracelets for me and Tia, with little whale charms on them. But she didn't want to wear them just yet, so I'm waiting until she's ready. That's very nice of you, right, Tia? They're a hazard for fights and it could get caught on things. Sure, I'm looking forward to seeing how they look with your armor. Tia also found something for you at the souvenir shop. She said it reminded her of your tavern. And now that I've seen it in person, I agree. Now I'm curious. What is it? Oh, look. That's a pretty suncatcher. Oh, that's a very pretty mosaic. The shopkeeper told us a little bit about it. Supposedly, this piece of art represents a new beginning after a hard-fought battle. Kind of like the rise of the sun humpback whale. That's very fitting. Thank you, Tia. So, Tia, aren't you glad Clay was there to help you? I suppose I am. You really are? You are You are surprisingly competent. Perhaps one might even say I could not have done this entirely without you. If one was to be extreme about it. I think someone like you could do anything alone if you put your mind to it. But that doesn't mean you should have to. I'm always happier doing difficult things if I have help from other people. Well said, Clay. Stellar teamwork, you two. Keep it up. Will do. Much more importantly, clearly our quest was not successful. What are you talking about? You cured the sun humpback whale. You found out why the stars fell. You even made new friends. What more could you want? We still haven't the slightest idea who caused all of this. An angry humanoid figure? And who is that exactly? Well, we can rule out you, me, and the innkeeper. We can rule out you and me. Wow, thanks, Tia. Ouch. No hard feelings. I believe you're innocent, but sometimes evil hides in plain sight. One must not be led astray. I understand. Paranoia is a hard habit to break. Clearly, someone orchestrated this. It seems too random and methodical to have been an accidental side effect. I must find out what hides in the darkness. If something like this happens again, it could end in a calamity the likes of which we have never seen before. Don't worry too much about it, girlie. This is just kind of how oblivions are around here. I wouldn't call this just another oblivion. How often have you seen the stars fall from the sky? 0 times. I was asleep when it happened. Now that it's over, there goes my chances of ever witnessing a supreme meteor shower ever again. You should not wish to witness such horrors. Some horrors are fun to look at. Listen, love. When I was your age, I used to worry about stuff like this all the time. This weirdo oop over here did too. We all did, at one time or another. But I know from experience that making such a fuss about it won't get you anywhere. These bite-sized calamities are part of the natural order of things. From chaos to balance to chaos, back to balance. Everything just switches around in a never-ending cycle. Sure, it's good to keep an eye out, but you don't have to give yourself an aneurysm over it. Just pick up a quest if it worries you and follow the natural flow of the universe. That way, if you're lucky, you'll end up retired like me. Such a leisurely attitude only leads to failure. And, even then, someone is always going to save the world in the end. Will they? What happens when no one saves it? And that someone is going to be me. Ha ha. Oh, the youth. Anyway, old enemy, got another drink for me? I'm running dry. Anytime, Una. Are you still running low on energy? How about another strong one? You got it. One, 2, 3. 1 defense. 1 charisma. Southern Brawler. Something strong for the most strong-headed lady I know. Weird way to admit that you've lost every argument against me. But this drink is splendid, I'll give you that. See, with one of these, your worries will be washed away with flavor. Good or bad depends on the day. I find your apathy borders on tragedy. And I find your hero complex unsustainable. Remember, kiddo, they don't build those statues for folks who are alive. Who cares about statues? My purpose is my purpose, and I don't care who immortalizes me. No one's purpose is to die, girl. Life is much more meaningful than that. Anyway, my purpose is winning at cards right now. Good luck with your delusions. I apologize on her behalf. It's fine. Tia, are you dying? No, she was purely speaking in the hypothetical. I'm not sure what that means, but it doesn't sound like it could damage your armor. But you know, maybe we should listen to her advice, at least a little bit. My granny always says, with age comes the priceless wisdom of mistakes. I think your grandma's advice would be much more helpful than whatever a failed hero has to say. You think retirement is failure? One's post should never be abandoned. If you can still serve this world, you should. Not sure if that's bleak or inspiring. It's the latter. I think it's a little bleak. Tia, you need to calm down just a little bit. She was right about one thing, though. The past is full of terrible disasters that were prevented. Which means this too could have been attempted before, if not very successfully. Knowledge of something so vile must be scarce and well guarded, maybe even abandoned. I've never come across anything like this anywhere in Aperture's library. Granted, the Aperture has only been standing for a little over 2 decades, no? Its library can't be that vast. Many of the Order's books were relocated to the new stronghold. But I do believe that we don't currently harbor the knowledge I seek. For that, other avenues must be explored. What are you considering? We could ask everyone we come across until we find someone who knows something. Good idea, but that would take far too long. I think we should look for the Everbloom archives. Is that a book club? It's an ancient one. Everbloom was one of the great 7 Maidan? I'm gonna say that different every time. I'm sorry. Maidan. The Gaian one, to be specific. Legend has it there used to be one on each plane. Even 2 at the plane of the dead. They were once filled with all the knowledge of the cosmos, and it grew in size every day thanks to their fearless archivists. But then they fell to an unknown foe and have been lost to time ever since. I believe one of them could hold the answers we seek. Innkeeper, do you perhaps know where to find this archive? Nope, not much of a librarian, unfortunately. Disappointing. But you could keep an eye out for it, right? You could ask all the scholarly people that pass through here. Of course, I can do that. Perhaps you can start by asking that bounty hunter once she's done gambling all her money away. You could ask her yourself. I would rather not. I think they met one of the last times she was here and they did not like each other. I'm trying to remember. It's been a little bit since I played, and so I'm forgetting some of the beginning of this. I'll take that terrible task off your hands then. Wonderful. You won't need more than a day to take care of all this, right? I could do with a little more time. Nonsense. We don't have more time. I need your full commitment on this, Innkeeper. This is very short notice, as disasters typically. Hence the vigilance. I shall return to a fully prepared quest tomorrow morning. Okay. In the meantime, you should rest. Don't be ridiculous. I have things to do, people to help, prayers to consult. Una was right. A good night's sleep would do wonders for you. I could even offer you some coupons to a beautiful swamp spa. Fine. I'll take 1 or 2, though they won't be put to much use. if I rest now, who will this world have faith in? I shall see you tomorrow. It's always nice to see burnout happening in real time. Don't worry, I'll go with her and make her some soup. What a beautiful, sweet himbo, you know what I mean? He just... Soup always helps me when I have a headache, and it looked like she might have a big one. Do you want some soup as well? Yes, please. I'll bring some by tomorrow. Do you have any allergies? No, thank you, Clay. Anytime. Then the recipe will be a surprise. Have a superb day. Oh my god, I love him. I'll take some of those coupons too. Wonderful. Talking through everything really helped. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I hope you held on to those seashells. Catching up with some astral friends might make you feel a little better. Actually, I was thinking I could use the shells to make some friendship bracelets for Tia and I. I want to carve them into stars. I think that sometimes you have to make something beautiful out of the things that hurt you. Otherwise, you're left with anger that has nowhere to go. He's like a barbarian that doesn't want to rage. Do you like being angry? No, I don't. Me neither. But we all get angry sometimes. It's not the most fun, but it is important. Never getting angry doesn't solve anything either. It just makes you smaller and smaller until people no longer see you as someone they need to think about. At least they're not scared of you. Anger doesn't make you any more of a monster than silence makes you a saint. Wow, what a line. I like that. Be a whole person, Clay, and don't be scared of who that is. I'll try, Innkeeper. Thank you. I hope you find a way back to yourself, too. Thank you, Clay. Me too. So we got a new person entry for Clay. Clay is a sweet and gentle half-giant. He loves animals and communicate with them, a skill no one should underestimate. He believes in the good of people and is exceptionally empathetic. On the other hand, he is also a very strong and remarkable fighter. He's a himbo, truly. Alright, all. I think I'm gonna pause it here. This has been a little bit of a longer episode. So I hope you have enjoyed this mystery that we're unraveling here with Tavern Talk. Next time we'll pick up with asking Jade about the Everbloom archives and see if we can get some information. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day or night or whatever it is, and I hope that I was able to keep you company today. Until next time, goodbye!